Today I'm gonna share with you a new part 1 topic, which is plants. Alright, so I'm gonna give 2 versions of my simple answers, and while you're listening, focus on my logic and the way I extend my ideas. Alright, and also there's some good vocabulary too, but it's not very complicated, so I think you guys will find it easy to learn. Alright, here we go. Question number 1. Do you keep plants at home? Yeah, for sure. I'm a huge fan of plants, so I usually keep at least 1 pot plant in the balcony, such as tulips and lilies. It's just that every time, like after getting up, when I see them, they can always put me in a good mood, and also they look absolutely stunning, especially on a good sunny day. Oh no, to be honest, I don't have a thing for plants. You know, I'm super lazy and also I don't have green fingers. So for one thing, it's a bit troublesome for me to take good care of them. And for another, I think they'll eventually die under my watch. Question number 2. What plants did you grow when you were young? Well, if my memory serves me right, I did grow several types of plants during my childhood, because back then I used to live in my grandma's house and there's a huge backyard in there, so I helped my grandma plant different types of plants such as tea trees and orange trees. It was so fun. Well, like I said, I'm not a big fan of plants, so I've never grown any types of plants, in my whole life. But back then, I used to live in my grandma's house, and there's a huge backyard, so I remember there were different types of plants, such as tea trees and orange trees, but it's my grandma who did the gardening. Question number 3. Do you know anything about growing a plant? Yeah, I suppose I know a little bit about it, because when I was a child, my grandma taught me how to grow plants. And the first thing she told me, I remember, was that I have to make sure that the plants get enough water, which is an essential ingredient for their survival. And then I have to make sure that it gets the optimal temperature, the right soil, and the sufficient light. Honestly, I'm not an expert in this field, but I think it's not hard for me to guess that when it comes to growing plants, we have to make sure that we get the basics right. I mean, plants have these basic needs of light, soil, temperature, and nutrients, right? So it's vital for us to make sure that they get those things. Question number 4. Do Chinese people send plants as gifts? Well, yeah, for sure, as long as you send the right plants at the right time. I mean, when it comes to Valentine's Day, it's always a good idea to send a bunch of roses to your loved ones, right? Or on Mother's Day, we often send carnations to our mom to show our gratitude for them. Or when your friends just start their business, we often send lucky bamboo to them as a wish for them to make their fortunes. Alright, so these are my simple answers for the part 1 topic, plants. Yeah, so how are you feeling right now?
Do you keep plants at home? Now, yes, I do keep some plants, but the thing is, it's just difficult for me since it's also my first time, and the frequency of watering or fertilizing them, the appropriate temperature or the appropriate humidity, they're all just difficult for me to control. But still, I'm trying my best to keep them all alive. And the next question is, what plant did you grow when you were young? Honestly speaking, when I was young, I didn't grow any plants. It's actually my father who used to keep plants at home. What I did most often was to help him water the plants, and that's pretty much it. I guess the best way for me to help him is to do nothing. Yeah, so that the plants can grow healthily and strongly. So the next question is, do you know anything about growing a plant? I have to say I know very few things about growing plants since I'm lack of experience, for one thing. For another, there are so many information available online related to growing plants, and I've browsed several of them, and it really bothers me when I saw some people give very different suggestions and advices on growing a exact same certain plant. So how am I supposed to filter that information and tell the right from wrong? Yeah, that's really bothering. So the last question is, do Chinese people send plants as gifts? Yes, we do have this tradition of giving plants as gifts on some special occasions. For example, when your friends move to a new apartment or a new house, then if you're invited for the first time, it's better for you to keep a plant as a gift. It contains your blessings, and also it can be a good interior decoration for that place. And besides this, usually when there is an opening of an organization or a company, people might also send plants as a gift. It's quite a decent gift, I would say. It's not that expensive, and it can live for quite a long time as long as you keep it well. It can also add some lively atmosphere to the environment. So yeah, we do have this tradition of giving plants as gifts.